Welcome back, everybody. Peaches are in season, so let's make a peach mead. So this is the peach mead that I started making. This is 4 days old at this point. Here's what's in the recipe. So at the start, what I do is I take 4 cups of water, I put that in a pot, turn on the heat. Once it starts heating up, I add 3 pounds of honey to that water, kind of dilute it. Then once all the honey is incorporated in the water, I dump that into the carboy. Then what I did was I took 1 pound of peaches, I skinned them, and I cut the meat part up, and I put that in the pot, 1 pound, and turned it on, a real low simmer, and I smashed it so it was almost like a soup consistency. Then I dumped that in. This one differs from all the other ones, if you've watched all the other videos, as I let it sit overnight to cool down. And most of the time I'll cool the honey and water mixture, then I'll put everything else in there and I'll add the yeast. But this time I thought, because the honey water mixture was hot and the peach mush or whatever you want to call it was hot, I decided put the airlock on it, let it sit overnight. Then the next day what I did was I filled it up to 1 gallon with water. So technically 3 pounds of honey, 1 pound of peaches, then rest water. Then what I do is this time I used the Fleischmann's dry active yeast on this one. I've used it before and we're kind of still waiting on those that I did last year to, I guess, sweeten up or become drinkable without being too hot. I added that in, and each day for 4 days I'll do a yeast nutrient staggered. So I'll put yeast energizer and yeast nutrient, 1/8 of a teaspoon of each in here each day, and I'll shake it up. The reason why you want to shake it up is, I'll do a close-up, but you can see that on top all the fruit comes up to the top, and you want to break that surface tension so your air and everything can get out. Obviously I'm bubbling away, that's good. Now, also what I'm going to do on this one that I didn't do before is I'm also going to add 1 pound of peaches to the secondary. So once this settles down, stops bubbling, I will transfer it into another 1 gallon carboy and add another pound of peaches for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then I'll transfer it again. This also is going to be a different one because we're not going to do any taste testing for at least a year. I'm just going to let it go and see what happens. Also, if you have watched my older mead videos, make sure you label this. Put painter's tape, something on there so you know what it is. We are going to make a lot more of these, and I don't want to get them confused almost like I did last year. So make sure if you're going to make small batches like this and make multiple batches that you label them so you know what they are. That's it for about this one. Right now this one is sitting at 26 bricks. So unlike all the ones last year, I know what my starting gravity is, so we'll see how low that bread yeast gets this. I'm hoping to almost get kind of a bread taste out of it, almost like a peach cobbler or something like that. I might add a cinnamon stick into this also in secondary, but playing it by ear, we'll just see how it goes. Let me know if you guys have made a peach mead. If it's like beer, I'm guessing we won't get that much peach flavor, but you never know. If you guys have made something like this, leave a comment. Tell me how you guys made it, what you guys thought about it, and until next time, happy brewing.